Hey everybody, welcome back to the Board Games Maelstrom. Today we're going to go into part 3 of our painting series. Part 3 is all about priming. I'm going to discuss a little bit about what colors you might prime, how to do it, and when it is best to do it. Because unfortunately priming has a yearly, it depends on where you live. I mean, if you live up here in the northern part of the United States, then your priming is limited unless you want to put yourself in danger, which I do not recommend. But the first things you got to know about priming is you have to know about priming as far as your color scheme. If you want brighter colors, you want to prime maybe in white. If you want like median colors, you know, want them to be median, you might want to prime in gray. And if you want things to be darker, you might want to prime in black. Now I know that I showed some of the models of the Aliens game that I was cleaning and getting ready and putting together, assembling for a game that I want to get to the table. So what you're looking at here, and I don't know how easy it is to see, let me try and get that zoomed in on, is these are the aliens that are primed now. And I chose to prime them in a gloss black because, as we all know, aliens are pretty shiny. They always look like they're wet. And I want them to have like a darker look to them, so that's why I primed them in black. But basically what you're looking at here is this is just like a box that like my laptop came in months ago. And on top of that, I have placed some blue tack. And on each of those, I have placed a model, and all of them, it may take a sec to come off, but it comes off. But I don't know if you can see. Let me try and focusing is hard with this. There. You can see they're glossy and they're black. Now, glossy is not something that I would choose all the time because a lot of times you really don't want your models to be shiny. But in this case, I do. So, I purchased some paints from Green Stuff World over there in Europe, and they came, and I'm going to try several different schemes. But I have purples and greens, some metallics. We'll just have to see how best they look. Priming is best done in a mild weather. You don't want it to be too muggy, you don't want it to be too cold because it'll dry unevenly. So that's why being up here in Northeast Ohio and it being in February, or I mean March now, I guess, it's March, it's not ideal priming weather. So basically what I end up doing is I go into my workroom, I open the window, and my workroom is a decent temperature for the drying, and I'll put the thing out the window and I'll prime it out there, and then I'll bring it inside to dry. This isn't always ideal, but when you live in a state that has seasons, as you might call it, when you live in a state that has seasons, then you are definitely going to need to be creative. I mean, you can set yourself up a painting booth, which is like a large with a vent that'll suck the fumes outside, you know, but I really haven't done anything like that yet. I do wear a mask when I'm doing the priming, so hopefully that helps out. But sometimes I'll prime with my airbrush, which is something you can do indoors, and you don't have to worry about, you know, you still don't want it to be too, you know, muggy in your house. So if it's summertime and it's really hot, you might consider priming it outside and then bringing it into like a room that's like room temperature, more of a lower temperature anyway, to let it dry. Priming is the next step after assembling and cleaning the models, and this is basically what begins your color selection. So you're going to have to know what kind of priming you want, what kind of prime you want to go on it in order to decide what kind of colors. And since I want these to be shiny and darker, then that's why I painted them gloss black prime, and then I'll add colors over top of that. But priming is, it's not hard. You basically attach these to, say, I've seen people use paint sticks and attach them that way, but I just find I can do more on a box like this or a piece of cardboard. You hold the priming can 4 to 6 inches away and sweep it back and forth, and you don't want to like spray it and keep spraying, because then you'll get puddles of paint. You kind of just want to, like, you know, press, like quickly press across them, you know, kind of like across the thing, and you keep doing that, and then you go around to all 4 sides doing that, and you don't want too much paint build up, so it's just like kind of short bursts that will coat the bottle and make sure the model's coated. And once it is evenly coated, then you allow it to dry, and it all depends on the climate, on how quickly it dries. Some primers will dry faster than others, some dry slower than others, but I find that, you know, I do the priming, set it down, go away for 15-20 minutes, and they're ready to go. That's what I find. I mean, you might find other opinions on the internet that are not such. But I don't know if there's much more I can tell you about priming. It's best in times of year, mild times of year, if you want to like do it outside completely. But for me, I have to get creative. So basically, make sure it's coated, short bursts, prime in a safe place, and I guess we will get to starting base coats next time, or even how to choose your colors, you know, depending on what you want to do. You can use inspiration from several places, but I'll go over that in part 4 of my series, and hopefully we'll get that to you in a week or so. But as for now, I just want to say thank you for supporting my channel. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe the video. That'll help me keep making videos like this. And eventually, after I go through my basic tabletop ready painting series, I will start to paint individual pieces. What I've been working on, I know I've shown it before, but I've been working on this from Bloodborne, the board game, I think is what it is. But I've been working on that, and I mean, I'm not going to get him exactly the way I want, because it's just not going to happen. But I will make it table ready, so it'll look good out there on the table when you're playing the game. And that's basically what we're all about for this series, is to make it table ready. You don't want, you know, you want it to look good from, you know, 2-3 feet away on a table, depending on how far you are sitting away. But this is not award-winning painting series, because I couldn't do that. Haven't ever won any awards. In fact, I've only been in one contest, and I did not win that or place in it, because I painted it for a game that I didn't know if I wanted to base the models yet. And when I entered it, they wanted models based, and I didn't know that, and so they didn't even consider mine, even though I thought I had a really nice job. In fact, it made it into the following year's flyer for that convention. So, I mean, they must have thought it was good, or else it wouldn't have done that. But I just want to thank everybody. Please subscribe, please like. I'm trying to grow the channel. I will continue more with these, you know, teach you how to paint. Don't be afraid of painting. It makes your games so much more fun and immersive when you have the figures painted for it. And it doesn't really take too much time. I mean, it takes time, but, you know, it's not crazy. So, anyway, thank you, everybody, and until next time, thank you for stopping by the Board Games Maelstrom. Goodbye.